from HuddleCam HD for meetings that matter.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Paul Richards here with HuddleCam HD, and I have with me Zachary Flanagan from Phoenix Audio. How you doing, Zach?
Paul, I'm good. Thank you for having me. It's been a long time no see.
Yes, we have had.
Days ago.
I know, it's been fun having you here. Zach was actually at our office just recently, and what we're going to do today is we're going to go over conference room aesthetics and collaboration space design, and we're going to jump right into it. And then in about 5 minutes or so, we're going to go ahead and launch the Facebook Live reaction, and that is where we ask the audience to go ahead and vote on what they think the best conference room design is. So, Zach, what I wanted to start with is this video here where we look at the huddle room, the standard long kind of elongated conference room, and then the large boardroom. And can you kind of tell us what do you recommend in like a small huddle room space?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think those diagrams are fantastic. Your customers have access to those. Are those the ones you mentioned?
Yes, I'm going to be showing the right on huddlecamhd.com. You can submit a form to download the 3D diagrams that we're going to show here, which include the Phoenix Audio Spider and the Condor, which you may want to use in Google SketchUp, which is what we're showing here.
Gotcha. Well, that's fantastic. And starting with the huddle space, which, as people know, it's kind of a buzzword around the AV business. There's a ton of huddle spaces everywhere. And generally, because of the size of the space and usually the number of huddle rooms, companies don't have huge budgets for all of these rooms. But obviously, we still want them to be video enabled, which the soft codec space and the way you guys do business makes that affordable. And so for these types of rooms, what you have there is perfect. One spider. You do have one with the dial pad, so if they want telephony, whether it be SIP or analog, we have a device for that. And if it's just USB audio conferencing, we would go with something, our Smart Spider, which doesn't have the dial pad, and we would put it right there on the table.
Wonderful, yeah. And I want to show a picture here really quickly. This, and actually I'll show it full screen in a second here. This is the difference between the Cisco IP telephone and the Phoenix Audio here, and I just want to show that. So look at the size difference, and we're talking about aesthetics here. We're talking about conference room design. Look how much just table space you save with the Phoenix Audio versus the Cisco IP phone. Can you tell me about this picture, Zach?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you pulling that up. And that's not just the Cisco phone. I mean, the Polycom Starfish phone is just as big. And they have a triage series that's just as big as well. Our phone is about 7 inches in diameter, and with these huddle spaces, the real estate on the table becomes very important because you're going to probably have 3 people around the table like that, all with their own laptops and things to write on, and they need the space. So what we've done with our device, we just make it really small, and it's still powerful, and it just helps us separate ourselves from the other manufacturers out there.
Yeah, what a great picture showing the difference in space here. This is a fairly small huddle room we're looking at, and exactly like you just explained, Zach, is that there's, 4, maybe 5 seats in these small huddle rooms. A small LCD display. You can see there we had, roughly a 45, 50-inch display. No need for a huge television. And we've got our HuddleCam HD 3X here. Let me zoom into the computer. I just want to take a brief moment to talk about how the computer has changed video conferencing and web conferencing, and how Phoenix Audio has also kind of adapted to that market. You still support traditional SIP phone calling and analog phone calling, but more importantly for a lot of customers is the ability to connect directly to that Intel NUC there. Is that becoming really popular?
Oh my gosh! I mean, you know as well as I know. I know you guys sell a ton of USB cameras, which are perfect for this space, and we of course do a ton of audio for this space, which has given us obviously the opportunity to partner up. But I like how you mentioned that SIP connectivity, and I probably should have mentioned it with that picture you showed everybody, because even if somebody got that phone that Cisco phone for their room, it still doesn't have that USB connectivity. So now, on top of the Cisco phone, they're also going to have to get some type of audio for their video conferencing. So now you're going to have two devices on the table. So what we've done with our device right there is dual connectivity, where you have the USB in the SIP or the USB on the analog, and we'll do both of them for you. And on top of that, kind of a cherry on top, is we'll actually bridge the two systems together. So definitely a great selling point for a customer.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely great. I mean, I know what a lot of people do with those analog or SIP Cisco phones is they'll have to dial in to the 1-800 number on GoToMeeting or WebEx, and it's just an extra step that sometimes even costs per minute to do stuff like that. Yeah. So there's the Huddle space. So we kind of looked at the Huddle space, and it's been a popular, growing conferencing space there. Whether it's a 10 by 10 or a 12 by 12 or even smaller. You can see there's about 5 tables. Now let's take a look at the standard conference room. And one of the trends that a lot of our customers are doing is one of two things. One is putting a beamforming microphone on a wall to not only simplify installation, but because the technology's come so far, you can actually do what you guys are calling kind of the clutter-free conference room. Can you tell me about this clutter-free conference room concept?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, this device is what really blew my mind in this space. Like literally, it probably doesn't mean a lot to some people, but if you are in a position where you have to spec out audio for these types of conference rooms, which are generally about 15 by 30 feet, pretty standard across the board, I would say, for a conference room, you usually have to go with something like a fully integrated solution. I'm talking a DSP, ceiling mics, the whole nine, which ends up being anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000 to $12,000 with programming, and that just wasn't going to cut it for the space anymore, especially when you want to get good, high quality audio in every conference room. So we developed the Condor, which plugs in USB to that mini PC behind the TV, and it will cover up to 30 feet. You will be able to walk 30 feet away from that device right there, talk in the same voice as you talked when you were 3 feet in front of it, and you will pretty much sound exactly the same. So you don't have to shout at it or anything like that. USB powers it, so you don't got to worry about powering it. If you get attacked by somebody like Paul just showed you, you can use it as a defense weapon, unless you have it properly installed on the wall. And for the kicker on that, it's got a built-in SIP line, so that can also be your conference phone. People want stuff off the table, and they don't necessarily want to spend the amount of money it takes for a fully integrated room. So the Condor has just fit beautifully in this market. We cannot be happier with it. We also utilize your speakers, so we'll use your TV speakers, your ceiling speakers, your sound bar. So get whatever you want and plug it into our Condor, just so we get that reference audio. And you got yourself a set it and forget it type of room. And if you're wondering, well, there's a SIP line there, how do I dial? We have an app that's free. You can download it on your smartphone, whether it be iOS or Android, or you can just put it right there on your PC and dial, integrate your contacts, control sensitivity levels, and all the things you need for your conference room.
Yeah, it's an absolutely great concept. And then the other concept we're seeing a lot, Zach, is ceiling mounting microphones and speakers, which we can do with your Smart Spider. So what I want to do is, while we're in this collaboration space design mindset, is let's go ahead and ask the audience, what would you prefer? This is our Facebook Live question of the week. Let me go ahead and run our Facebook Live question of the week.
And now it's time for this week's Facebook Live reaction question. You know what to do. Let's see how our live audience reacts for this week's Facebook Live reaction question. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Okay, everybody. So the question is, what's a better design for you in your space? A speakerphone on the table, which does have benefits. You can go ahead and hit the love button if you like a speakerphone on the table with the dialer right there. Or would you prefer a ceiling-mounted or wall-mounted Condor? So either putting a Condor on the wall or a Smart Spider, which I've got one here. I'll pull it out just to show what it looks like and what the differences are here. Putting it on the wall. Let's see if I can get this darn thing out.
They're in there tight.
Jeez, Zach, could you pack this thing any tighter? Here we go. Now this is
Or
the.
protect your investment.
Imagine, so it's this on the table, or they have a circular version that can go on the wall in white with the ceiling white. So hit the love button for on the table, and then the ha emoji for on the ceiling or on the wall. And that keeps everything off the table. It keeps it all off the wall. And by the way, everybody, in a little bit here, just 10 minutes, we're going to do the live giveaway. So stick around for the live giveaway. You have to be here watching live to win. And we're really excited to have you all here. We'll come back to this. It looks like a lot of people are voting for the table microphone, Zach. We've got 3 loves for the table mic. What do you think, Zach?
So I think whatever somebody says, I'm happy with it because we have a solution for both of them. For me, if I'm doing an install, my preference would always be to put something on the table, and really that just has to do with the fact that they will be closer to the microphone. So generally when you're closer to a microphone, it's going to pick you up better, right? It's just common sense. That being said, if somebody says, well, we can't have anything, we don't have conduit, we don't have this, we don't have that, whatever the case is, we don't want anything on the table. If it's a university, we don't want anybody stealing anything. Well, that's fantastic for me as well. Get the Smart Spider, put it on the ceiling. You can daisy chain up to 15 of these things together, so we don't really care about the size of the room, and just go at it. The Condor, again, put it above the TV, get it out of the way, nobody will run off with it, and cover the entire room. So I'm happy with anything they want to do. I'm just happy that we have a solution for all of them.
Well, look at that, Zach. Things are changing a little bit. Now we've got 4 votes for the ceiling microphone. So let me just talk a little bit about why I would prefer ceiling microphones. So for ease of installation, keeping all the cables off the table, if you are a professional integrator, you can put it through the wall, through the drop ceiling, and now the cables are kind of all easily managed, whereas with it on the table, unless you're willing to have a cable over the floor or drill expensive conduit, you're going to have a little bit of trouble with the cabling. The other thing is that no matter which solution you choose, Zach, you guys have PoE options, and that makes it easier no matter what they choose, right?
Yeah, and I think you make a really good point with that. One of the reasons our Smart Spider is so easy to install up in the ceiling is because of a device that we have called the Power Hub, which I know we did a video on the other day, but we do have a device that you would plug in near the PC. So it would be right by the PC, and you would plug that into the wall, and then from there you would run a single Ethernet cable above the ceiling to the Smart Spider, and you could connect 8 Smart Spiders together with that one device. So talk about an ease of use with the wire management. So it makes an AV integrator's job much easier. And also I want to point out these Smart Spiders, when they're on the ceiling, and one thing that I love so much about it is it's like a fully integrated solution, because not only does each one have 4 microphones, they each have a speaker too. So you're going to fill the room with microphones, you're going to fill the room with audio, and you're also going to have a couple kind of additions you can do, whereas you can actually connect a handheld microphone and we'll do the sound reinforcement for you. If you already have speakers in the room, you can plug that into our Smart Spider and we'll mute our speakers and let you use what you already invested in. So you have quite a few avenues you can go. You can also connect a smartphone to it and bridge that into the call as well.
You know what? David Morse here is making a very good point. He's saying, although ceiling mics may be more convenient for setup, table mics always have a better sound quality, as there'll be less reverberation from the speakers. So I think you're right on that one. You're completely right there. And I think that's a good point. So we'll pull this up later, give people more time to react to that as time allows. Let's go back to our design, and then just 6 minutes here till our live giveaway, and hopefully we'll get to the live giveaway soon. So we left off with the Condor there and kind of talked about how we could have done ceiling mounted speakers, would have been easy, or if we had a core drill, we also probably could have run a spider or 2 to the table. Zach, tell me about daisy chaining with your products.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is kind of, you mentioned earlier whether like you would use a Condor or a spider. And again, let's say you have a room that's bigger than 30 feet, and the Condor can't cover the entire room, or maybe you have a room that's harder to manage with audio. Maybe they have like some open ceilings or really high ceilings. glass tables, glass floors, glass walls. Some of these conference rooms, they didn't consider the audio before they built them. Like you said, aesthetics are very, very important. We like to go with the spider because of the ability to daisy chain. So we can connect up to 15 of our spiders together. Each one, they're the same. It's not like our competitors that can connect, the remote microphones only, or some of them connect one additional, USB speakerphone. We can connect 15 of them. Each of them have 4 microphones, a speaker in the middle, and each of them will work together with our beamforming technology to pick up the audio in the room. So pretty much there's not a room that's too big where you would want to use our daisy chain spider solution.
Got it. Yeah, no, that's great. And that's one of the things where, of course, I don't have a U-shaped table here, but how you get those strange U-shaped tables where they're very difficult to set up, and you could daisy chain 4 or 5 of those spiders together for those hard to reach areas.
I appreciate you pointing that out as well, because we are actually getting really popular in a lot of rental spaces for hotels when they have businesses come in and use their conference rooms because of those U-shaped tables, and they don't want a fully integrated solution in that room. Sometimes they're just going USB, so you can just pull our units out, daisy chain them in a matter of 5 minutes, connect it to your PC, and have a great call. And because we talked about aesthetics, our units they're very durable, they're very clean looking, and they're built out of aluminum alloy. So it's not a clunky plastic. They're built tough, and they're built to last. So I think that's really important to point out when you start talking about rooms like that.
Great, yeah, and I've got the Facebook Live comments integrated here, so they will show up throughout this broadcast if anyone is interested in giving us our comments. We're here to answer your questions. There's just about 3 minutes left until our live giveaway, and what I want to do really quickly is pull that up so everyone can see the countdown. Actually, 2 minutes left on the live giveaway. Let's see here. Where are we? Pull up our live giveaway. Here we are. So you can see there's just 2 minutes left. There's 624 entries. You have to be watching live in order to win. That might mean, Zach, that we are going to have to pull a lot of winners because there's 600 entries and we've got 14 viewers. So we'll try to go through this as fast as possible, everybody. David's asking about a wireless lav mic system, and one of the things I wanted to mention with the spiders is that there's actually an audio input that can be used with an extra microphone, right, Zach?
Yeah, it sure can. You can have your receiver to the wireless handheld microphone. As far as us at Phoenix, our devices are not wireless, and that's on purpose. Our goal is easy to use, easy to install, high quality audio. And when you start introducing wireless into the market, then a lot of things can go wrong. Batteries die, connectivity is not as good, support issues come up. And so we kind of stay out of that realm. But we do have an audio mixer that you can connect whatever microphones you want to it. So if you want to get the wireless mics, go for it. We're happy to process the audio for those. But you won't be getting any wireless devices like ours, even though the Condor gives you kind of a wireless-like feel because it's already plugged in by the TV, where there's going to be wires already for the TV and the PC and all that. So.
Right. Well, we have a little live giveaway in 60 seconds here, everybody. So I'm really excited to do this. Thank you so much, Phoenix Audio, for doing this. You got to thank everybody over there for me, Zach.
While we're waiting the 60 seconds, I'll mention, the Duet, which is the live giveaway, it's actually a device that I use at my desk every single day. Sometimes I even bring it with me when I'm going places because you can plug it into your smartphone. But it's just a simple USB audio device. So you can use it with your video conferencing solution at your desktop. Great pickup, very durable. It's actually used in telehealth cases that doctors that travel into kind of foreign areas use just because they're so durable. But it's a fantastic product, and I think you guys will really enjoy it for personal and work.
And now it's time to announce this week's live technology giveaway winner. As noted in the contestant rules, all winners must be present in the chat room to claim the prize, or a new winner will be drawn. Drum roll, please.
Here we go. All right, I'm going to draw 3 winners because we really don't know if they're going to actually be here. Now, Daniel Wright, I thought I saw him in the chat room. Daniel, if you're here, we've also got a Malikas Zuzaki and a Michael Hurt. If any of you guys are here, please let us know. We're going to answer questions in the chat room and just draw new winners as needed if no one is claims them. So Teach and Learn is asking, Zach, what is the pickup range or pattern of the spider when ceiling mounted? And I'm just going to draw new winners because I didn't see anybody claim these.
Yeah, so that's a great question. The pickup range of the spider is 15 feet. So think of kind of like, like a 30-foot around the spider up to. So if you're standing 15 feet away from the spider, you'll be able to be picked up just fine. We've done all of our tests as far as ceiling mounting goes with 9-foot ceilings. And we did not notice any differences whether or not the spider was on the table or on the ceiling from that distance. So those are kind of our stamps of approval on 9-foot ceilings. I do have customers that put them on 10-foot ceilings and things like that. But you are safe to spec them in on a 9-foot ceiling just like you would on the table. So, for example, a 15 by 30-foot conference room, we would do 2 spiders on the ceiling.
Got it. All right, so we got Zach Parscal, Leonard Marquise, and Eric Ross. Give you guys a second here, and I'm going to repick winners. Next question here for you, Zach. Does the Huddle Cam 3X work well with the Phoenix Duet? And I'm going to repick winners because I don't see anybody claiming them. Any one of our USB audio devices work fantastically with
Huddle Cam. We use their products in our own conference rooms, so they're kind of 2 separate products, but yeah, it'll work.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's an easy one. Let me go ahead and repick winners here. Or I guess I'll just invalidate because... Didn't this happen to us last time?
It did, yeah. It seems to happen after the first round when you have to repick.
Let me see if I can get into here. So the other question is, does HuddleCam hardware work with hardware production switchers? Usually no. Usually it's software that we're looking for because we do look for USB based. Oh my gosh. So what we might have to do is go ahead and I guess what we're gonna have to do, everybody, is have I'm gonna ask a question about Phoenix Audio, and the first 3 people to answer it are gonna have to be our winners because we tried. So here's what we're gonna do, everybody. All right, Zach, ask a very interesting question about Phoenix Audio that they would have to know.
Okay, I will. So let's see.
The first 3 people to answer are gonna win a Phoenix Audio duet.
Should we do something technical or something a little bit more fun?
I would say err on the side of fun.
Fun, because we've already gone over all the technical aspects of it. So let's err on the side of fun. The question will be, give us a fact about the condor, whatever about the animal that the condor is named after.
Ooh. All right, so the first 3 facts that are actually legitimate about the condor, the bird, will win a duet, a Phoenix Audio duet. 3 people.
Could have been one of them, but now it's off the table. So you cannot say it's a bird.
All right, you can't say it's a bird. Something else that would have to be validated by Zach or Phoenix. No, can't see it, David. You can't just say it's a bird.
Hopefully I can validate it.
Oh, David Morse. Condor is a common name for 2 species in the New World. Vulture. All right.
That's
right,
true.
bird does not count, but Western Hemisphere, that would count.
Yeah, he got that. That's good.
All right, let me write this down. All right. Condor bird is close to extinction. All right, that counts too.
That is also true, yeah.
All right.
And on that, I'll say that we've donated quite a bit of money to the a Condor Fund. We, as you know, we brought a condor named King Edward out for Infocom, and all the proceeds went to that fund to, help get these birds off the extinct list, or off the endangered species list, I think they like to call it.
There we go. All right, so let me just name out our three winners here, because the first one, I just want to make sure I get to that. So the very first winner was David Morse. David, you have won, so I'm going to connect with you. Just send me an email, David. The next winner is Liv Helm, who said Western Hemisphere, so that counts. And I'm just going to send you guys Facebook messages saying you win. Just get in touch with me. And then the last winner we have is David Fearing, who also said it's near to extinction, which is very much true. So you win as well. So thank you everyone for joining. That is our show. We one of the things that we wanted to really focus on today was how important design can be in the conference room space, in the collaboration areas that we have. And I think we did a good job, talking about it. So that's our show, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Zach, do you have a minute to hang around the chat room and see if there's any last questions?
Yeah, of course. And Paul, again, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure. And thank you, everyone that tuned in. We look forward to, helping you out when you're ready for some Phoenix audio.
Wonderful. Well, Zach, the name is derived from Kusha Kantor. Thank you, Mike. So we got some really good. That was fun. I'm glad we did something fun, non-technical.
Yeah, that was
Thank you,
great.
everybody. That was a really fun show. And take care, everybody.
And that's all, folks. Tune in next Friday on YouTube, and don't miss our new Facebook Live show, airing at the same time on Mondays. Have you joined our new Facebook user group? Stick around for a brief Q&A session where we answer your questions live.
Phew, okay. God, it's like I can't get the winners to show up.
Yeah, you're going to have to give them a ring and ask them what the glitch is.
I know, that was